Broads Media.
You hear that? That's my tears flowing into the Schuylkill. What a win for the Fightin' Phils. Before we talk about it all, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button as well. I greatly appreciate it. We are also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all your podcasting platforms. So if you can leave a 5-star rating and a review, it will go a very long way in the algorithms. Thank you all so much for the love and support. And lastly, if you do want more Broads Media, there's definitely an opportunity to get that. If you join the memberships here on YouTube for $4.99 a month, you get access to our Discord channel where we get to communicate live throughout the day and during games. And also, you get access to Coffee with Broads live streams. Monday morning, Thursday morning at 11 a.m. We kick back, we chill, we have our coffee together, and we hang out right here. It's awesome. Can't thank you all enough for the crazy support, and enjoy the show.
And Dan Baker's going to take us to Rhys Hoskins.
Tears. I mean, just fucking tears flowing down my face at 6:40 waiting for first pitch. And then when he finally got up to the dish, I didn't know how I was going to handle myself. My wife yelled at me because it was time for Brooklyn's bath, and it was my night to give her that bath. So here I am going scrub-a-dub-dub in the tub, scrub-a-dub-dub in the tub, watching her kick and scream and smile at me. My phone posted up right on the ledge, waiting for Rhys to get his at-bat, waiting for Dan Baker to give us an extremely beautiful, warm welcome, and there were goosebumps coming out of my ass. I couldn't stop it. That was awesome. You know, for all the wrongful hate that we get nationally, for whatever stupid reason, it is always a failure when those same outlets don't recognize how outrageously heartwarming it is when we have one of those great relationships, because when you're in this city and you are authentic and you are real and you lay it on the line for us and you and your family become a Philadelphian as well, you are in perfect spot of the country. You're in a perfect spot in this damn country, because when we have your back, you're good. You're just good to go. I don't know what I'm saying, but I love Rhys. I am proud to see Rhys again. It sucks he had to hit a home run against Zach Wheeler. It sucks now it took him when Zach was in the 7th, 100-plus pitches. Had to be a little fatigued, right? I mean, there's no way that you get to Zach Wheeler when he's pitches 1 through 90. No, it took you to when he was hitting his end, when he was pretty much done, when he was throwing up there. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. But 7 strong from Wheels. And what about the bottom of the lineup? All right, David Dahl, okay? David Dahl in his first at-bat. He's doing really well in the minors. John Kruk alluded to this on the broadcast. No matter if you are a first-time major league player, whether you're just getting the nod for the first time as a rookie, or you're experienced and once had success in this league, then had to dip back down to AAA and gain confidence back and revamp your career, whatever the situation is, when you are playing extremely well down there, you get the phone call, yo, we need you. Hey, how about it? Let's go. You're putting on the red Phillies pinstripes. All right, Brandon Marsh is down and out. We need help out in left field. You're going to be our guy to do it. And you start off with your first at-bat just picking up where you left off with the Iron Pigs. That is sexy as hell, and that is so important because the energy boost is real. So he does that. You get help from Edmundo Mundo Sosa, who's not cooling off at all. You also get Rojas incorporating an RBI as well. So you're up 2-0. And for a little added insurance, here's David Dahl again with a piss missile to the right field wall for a home run. And he said post-game that little standing O that he got when he went to left field afterwards was one of the coolest moments he's ever experienced. You're damn right, baby, because nothing's better and nothing's more important than Phillies ball in this town. I went shopping on Sunday at the local outlets, and I saw billions, and I mean billions of families rocking the Stay Loose and Be Sexy t-shirts, whatever the band was that Brandon Marsh said the other day. They're rocking t-shirts as a family. The father's got a Cole Hamill shirt on. The little daughter's rocking a Bryce Harper jersey. The whole family. The son had on a sick pair of maroon and powder blue Philly shorts with a sick P on the left thigh. And I remember because I went, damn, those are sick. Ew, I want a pair of those. And it is everywhere you look. Everyone's all locked in. So for David Dahl to get that warm welcome and that taste of what it's going to be like if you continue to produce, and who am I to think that can't continue? Because Edmundo Sosa's on game 9,000 of no Trey Turner, and that dude is still continuing to thrive. He doesn't slow down, and I don't know if he's going to slow down. Maybe this is Edmundo Sosa this year. I'm sorry I can get carried away when he does it for this long of a window because he just helps you knock in runs. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4, another rough start. June, come on, it's June, Kyle. But my point is, this team is so filled with savviness and ridiculousness that even if your first two hitters go 0 for, because JT did as well, and Alec Boehm, who's hitting cleanup, also went 0 for, and Nick Castellanos also went 0 for. So here's your big bat seriously being super quiet, and then David Dahl ends up smoking one for you. And if you go back and watch Wilson and his demeanor on the mound the second that thing left the bat and he recognized that it was going the distance and it was going yard, it looked like that dude had no clue what the hell happened. Like he actually just wasn't alive for about 7 seconds until it was like, oh, damn, that really happened. He thought he was in a nightmare. All right, it wasn't Bryce to send one to the orbit. It wasn't Kyle Schwarber to send one 598 feet. This man is David fucking Dahl. But hey, maybe you should put some respect on that name. Maybe this is the guy we're talking about in 4 weeks going, hey, credit to this organization for knowing David Dahl could thrive at the bottom of the lineup with the rest of the crew. How about this awesome defense tonight? Bryce Harper with the scoop over at first base with the double play ball by Bryson Stott, who put it in the dirt a bit. A nice scoop from your first baseman. A 1-2-3 double play when you had bases loaded, no outs. They don't score a run. The Brewers don't score a run, and Zach Wheeler gets out of the jam. Think about how special that is. Now, I laugh because the Duke could throw 97 and throw a Mona Lisa paint job right on the outside part of the dish perfectly, but when it comes to making a simple throw to turn 2, he puts it in the dirt for JT, but JT makes a sensational play, and he guns it over to first base. A 1-2-3 double play and then gets out of the inning when you had bases loaded, no outs. Think about how crushing that is. You just ruined the game. If you're Milwaukee, you go, oh, fuck, we're fucked. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. No, as I look here to my left, I see Rhys Hoskins standing in front of his locker. Would love to hear everything he's saying, but I do miss Rhys, man. All jokes aside with this whole thing, even though I don't know if I even told any jokes, I am very proud of him, and it was great. I'm proud of the fans. I'm proud of how everybody handled this. It was handled the right way. He even got some sarcastic boos with some cheers when he took Zach Wheeler yard, as long as the Phillies win. All right, now, you can't be cheering Rhys if the Phillies lost and he hits a home run. At that point, it's a boo! And then, of course, he soaks it in, and you have some fun with it. Similar to the smile that JT had when Rhys took second base and snagged second. But the last laugh goes to Johan Rojas out in center field, who guns him out at home. What a gone out at home. We get the last laugh, baby. Think about that defense. It was so outrageous. What a cool sequence, though, because Rhys thought he had him. And Rhys also thought that, thought he had him, meaning, hey, I got the second base because I stole. And then I just manufactured a run for us. Milwaukee looking for some life, looking for a run. Rhys stole on JT. He comes around this. No! Now, I need to get on to something here because I mentioned paint jobs, right? The Mona Lisa, Zach Wheeler. Who let Angel Hernandez back into the league? I was told that Angel Hernandez was done. I thought Joe West was no longer an ump because whoever the hell that guy is, never let him ever be behind the plate ever again. That guy sucked. I mean, sucked. These pitches were hitting the strike zone by a huge portion. One of the graphics, it wasn't as if the ball was barely nipping the left side of the corner. This was the whole ball was in the quadrant of the bottom left corner. The whole ball. Sometimes you can acknowledge that that's a toss-up. That's a 50-50. That's, hey, it's a little close, and that's just the way it's going to happen. You'll get squeezed today. This was all over the map. It was so inconsistent. Top right corner, they show the graphic. You see the ball go through the top right quadrant. I mean, that guy stunk. Luckily, because of how the calendar lines up and with some off days and the trip to London and things of that nature, you had some flexibility with Zach Wheeler and his pitch count, asking him to throw 114. I was thinking, damn, they're really letting this guy go here in the 7th, but then I remembered, oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And by the way, Hoffman comes in, does a little dance, makes a little love, gets down tonight, and Jose Alvarado too. They just do what they need to do. This bullpen is so sickening. I think Hoffman is so much fun to watch. It's insane. And coming off of what I saw against the St. Louis Cardinals, where this dude was throwing 99, 90, high 90s, high 90s. That was arguably the best I've seen out of Hoffman, and he follows that up with another sensational outing. You won't beat this team. I'm just telling you right now. You won't beat this team. You won't beat this team. That's just what it is. Now, here's some Rhys Hoskins stuff. I've seen it a bunch here. It's what this fan base has done, and it's what they will do. Just overwhelmed by emotion there. Really, really memorable for sure. I thought it was loud. Got to sneak a peek in the family section to see how my wife was going. She was shedding a couple tears, too. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Good for them. Good for the family. That's awesome. It really did impact me a lot. This game was very circled, right? Very circled. It's just one of those nights, and there's a lot of games over 162 that matters more. And it's rare to find those with this level of emotion. For example, when the Yankees were playing the Astros and the Astros were going through the scandal and the first time maybe the Astros went back to Yankee Stadium, holy hell, that's going to be a doozy, right? Or when the Phillies have to play the Braves, that is must watch, of course. It's an in-division rival. The Milwaukee Brewers, sure, National League, and they definitely do some damage with the NL Central. We'll probably see them make the postseason and have a little surge, if you will. So, yeah, okay. But no. And I also want to give credit to the Phillies as well, because it's not just Rhys that has to deal with this. You could pretend all you want that it's not a big deal, and the second the first pitch happens, then all the emotions are gone, but it's not basketball or hockey where it's such a fast-paced moving game where the natural instincts of, hey, I got to get in the corner, chip pucks behind the goal line, or I'm taking my jump shot out by the perimeter. I think when games move fast, you can somewhat lose that and just let the feel of the game take over. especially after the first 5 or 6 minutes where the emotion is in the building and then the game sort of finds its own identity. But in baseball, it's so slow and it's a thinking game. And I just feel the Phillies players, when they went to the ballpark today, whether you want to admit it or not, they understood what was about to come. The Milwaukee Brewers were actually stunned and in disbelief with how many reporters were in Rhys's face at the time of the pregame. Why? What do you mean? How are you surprised? That's just not being educated on what this city feels when it comes to their baseball team and the connection. This is rare. It's a very strong bond that's hard to duplicate. It's hard to replicate, and it's hard to describe. Even for players that I'm sure have watched the playoffs and seen what a raucous crowd CBP is, until I guess you're in your own dugout and you're walking through maybe to go back to the locker room and you're taking swings pregame, getting batting practice, until you see 78,000 mics and recorders sitting in Rhys's face. I guess that's what you need to realize. If CBP bumping in October isn't enough, and seeing video clips of Brandon Marsh and all these guys getting a little couple of cold ones at Xfinity Live celebrating with the people, if that's not enough, I guess it's a few camcorders in their face. But regardless, it's different, man. It's different here, and it was just cool. And I do give the Phillies credit, though, because Bryce knows, JT knows, Wheeler knows. It's there. The adrenaline's there. You could feel it around the ballpark and even around the city entering the ballpark. You also have to find a way to dig deep and control your emotions, and to their credit, they were able to. Especially the bottom of the lineup, because that bottom of the lineup is really picking up some slack right now. But isn't that what defines a great team? Really? Isn't that what defines a great team? The fact that it could be anybody on any given day? That's how I see it. All right, so JT Realmuto, he spoke on the situation of Rhys Hoskins and everything that happened with the sequence, with the back and forth and the stolen base. Let's take a listen here.
He'll be a brother of ours forever. He's kind of one of those players that is everything it means to be a Philly. So it was good to see them react that way to him, and he definitely deserved that.
Can you walk us through that play at the plate when he tried to touch home plate and Rojas made that incredible throw? It looked like you guys were smiling.
Yeah, well, he stole the base on me at second, and he turned and stared right at me and smiled. So just a little friendly banter there. I was giving it back to him after we tagged him out.
Safe said his stolen base was on Wheeler, though, a little bit, right?
Yeah, it was definitely on Wheeler, but nonetheless, he stole the base on me. So he said he's going to have that one forever.
Was the entire night more emotional than you thought it would be?
Yeah, I mean, the moment of his first at bat was pretty emotional for all of us. I know he got a little choked up in the middle of it, so that was cool to see. And like I said, he's a special player, and this is a special place, and that bond never really dies. So to see them treat him that way and accept him, and just kind of brought back a lot of good memories.
My whole takeaway from that is my man JT goes, yo, Zach, throwing Zach under the bus a bit. Yo, Zach, I mean, I need a little help here, right? You got to give me a little bit of something. I need it, baby. I need some help, because there's no way that I should be getting stoned off from Rhys Hoskins. I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline. We'll listen to your phone calls, your reaction to an awesome night down at the park. 3-1 win. You take the series against St. Louis. You lose in extra innings in that final game where you had a chance to sweep. Remember, this is all following a poor effort in San Francisco, a poor effort in Colorado. So now you're starting off this homestand really strong. And I do want to mention one thing, because I just remembered San Francisco, and it really pisses me off that I'm even mentioning this, but during one of the commercial breaks, I was scrolling on TikTok, as we all tend to do, and who but Gabe Kapler popped up on my feed. And not only did Gabe Kapler pop up on my feed, this dude was doing thirst traps. Now, unfortunately, as one of the biggest Gabe Kapler haters in the world, I am aware that every time a woman sees him, they faint. They do. If someone's in the room that doesn't eat, my grandmother once, when the Phillies were just getting Gabe Kapler here, she'd go, oh, who's that? Grandma! Yo, Grandma! Chill! It was Gabe Kapler. I know how the women feel, all right? I'm not naive here. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. For a fraud like that to get the attention he gets from the female species, ridiculous. But thirst traps, dude? Winking at the camera, whistling at the camera. I mean, we all know he didn't deserve to be a Major League Baseball manager. So I guess when you don't become a Major League Baseball manager, you have to go to a different type of path, if you will. And look, you know, how you make your money is how you make your money. Maybe one of you out there listening are big on TikTok and, you know, you wink at the ladies and you get your dough. You look at your TikTok balance and things are working for you. God bless. God bless. But you're not Gabe Kapler, and I don't hate you. Big difference. Gabe Kapler. Just like, what's his name on the bump? Oh, come on. Milner. And looking at some of Milner's numbers from when he was, I can't believe this is even happening. I can't believe this is even being discussed. But here's Milner coming back to the Fightin' Phils on the mound for the other squad. Yo, back in 2018, this man had a 7.71 ERA. 7.71 for the Phils. He then went to Tampa Bay that same year. 6.75 ERA. Then he went to Tampa Bay the following year. 7.36 ERA. Then he went to the Angels in 2020. 8.10 ERA. Then he went to Milwaukee his first year there in 21. 5.40 ERA. Now last year, last year was a 1.82 ERA with 64 innings pitched. Not too shabby there. Took him a little while to figure it out. Couldn't do that here, huh? All right, to the phones we go. Well, shut up now.
Yo, bro, it's your boy Nolan. Hey, man. It was just cool to see Rhys back at the bank. Of course, I watched the freaking replay, like I'm sure everyone did, of the World Series homer, man. It was just a cool moment. Cool moment seeing him steal one off JT and Wheeler, and then Rojas picking him off at the plate, and then him coming back with the solo shot off Wheels. I don't know, man. It was just a cool back and forth. You could tell the guys were having a lot of fun with it. Mid-17, just his energy, what he meant to the ball club. You know, obviously he's moved on. He seems to be doing all right. It's cool, man. But good one for the Phils. Let's do it again tomorrow. Go Phils.
Absolutely, man. Now, not only did I watch the replay of the bat spike a billion times, but I've even watched the standing ovation a bunch too. And I seriously do get a warm sense of goosebumps every time. Every time. Sports are great, right? We talk about the wins, the losses, if you're able to win a championship, the importance of it. But there's so many little intricacies throughout sports that sometimes, you know, just means something different, right? That's outside of, hey, did you win the World Series or not, or this or that. There's all these little side stories, and this is one of those side stories that this guy came here, and when he got called up for the first time and he was able to make his splash happen, he was tearing the cover off the ball, being a monster, hitting a bunch of home runs, and he helped transform this team into what they were or what they are today. Unfortunately, he's not able to finish the job here, as I think this team is on trajectory to do so, and it is unfortunate due to last year's injury. Who knows? Maybe that right-handed bat could have been enough, right? Because the offense did go quiet, and the reason why they failed in the NLCS at home with Wheeler and Nola set up against the Diamondbacks, not to relive that pain, but the issue was their offense just started to fall apart completely. And don't get me wrong, Rhys sometimes did fall into that category of trying to do too much, but there was also that 1 month or those 3 weeks in a row where he was what led you to victory. He took over the team. So Schwarber might go 0 for, Nick might go 0 for, Bryce might be 1 for 4, JT might be 1 for 4, but Rhys has 2 home runs, or Rhys has 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in. Everyone else could go quiet, but as long as Rhys was doing something great, who knows? Maybe that NLCS, it took one bat. It took one guy to be a workhorse throughout that ugly time of offense. And if Rhys was available and didn't get injured in that spring training, I'll never forget it. I was at the studio getting ready for the best show ever, and we were hanging out. There's a TV in one of the little conference rooms where we were putting together our show sheet, and we see, and we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. My balls were in my stomach. I was sick. I wanted to vomit. It was gross, man. It was gross. I'll never forget where I was, where we were thinking the worst case scenario. We see the cart. You could see the facial expression on Rhys's face. Everybody knew, oh, no, this was bad. I mean, it was bad, and it just sucks. So when you see what you saw tonight and the Phillies get the W to make it all sweeter, it's a lot of fun. And I watched the replay a billion times. I watched a lot of different Rhys highlights a billion times, and I'll probably continue to do so over the next couple of days here. And he really had, it was him, it was Nola. I think those two, for me, are somewhat of the faces of the turnaround because they sort of were here throughout that transition period and, became real players throughout that time. So it's a shame that he's not here, but things do happen, and you moved on while Bryce took over that first base spot, and it is what it is, but still a cool moment to embrace. Let's take our next call.
Right now, the saddest person in Citizens Bank Park right now is the umpire. He had Brewers' money line. He didn't want to see Zach Wheeler go 7 innings pitched and 1 earned run. Zach Wheeler was throwing pitches right down the middle that were calling balls, and it's embarrassing that the MLB still employs these guys. But, that was a great win for the Phillies today, and the defense all over the field was outstanding today. Jose Alvarado has been good all year this year. Today might have actually been the most dominant I've seen him pitch all year. That was absolutely phenomenal. But the big takeaway from this game is obviously the Rhys Hoskins stuff. I mean, hitting the home run in the 7th inning, that's definitely storybook. But I think it was really cool the way that the fans, supported him because he's done a lot to help this franchise, and I'm glad he got picked off at home.
Yeah, of course.
Let's go, Phil.
Yeah, no doubt. Him getting out at home was definitely important too. So I didn't really listen to that much sports talk radio today. Some days I do indulge, other days because it is a lifestyle. I try and remove myself from it because I don't want to overwhelm myself. It's too much when it's also the job that you do. But I'm not sure exactly what the pulse was, but I'm just saying from an outsider looking in, not really tuning into WIP and hearing what some fans were thinking or hearing what some of the hosts were thinking, from just my 2 cents of how I felt organically throughout the day, I didn't think that it was ever really up for debate on how it was going to be handled. It was never, do we give him a cheer? Do we boo him? Do we make him feel uncomfortable? It was never that. So your impact on this city when there's zero talking point. And maybe there were a few because, well, it's the United States of America, and it's impossible to have 100% of people on the same exact side. This country is going bananas. And it was probably difficult to do that anyway in years past when I was younger and didn't even understand where the country was in earlier times because I was just too young, worried about playing wiffle ball in my backyard and playing basketball in my front yard and hitting buckets and shooting pucks and the whole shebang. But I digress. That's not important here. 99.9% of people with a working brain all knew that there was only one way to handle this Rhys thing. It wasn't even up for debate. It was, you are going to be loved. You are going to be appreciated. We are going to give you an awesome standing ovation, and you deserve it. You deserve every single second of it, if not even more than what we gave you. Hey, it could have lasted maybe another 10 seconds. Could have lasted another 15 seconds. I'm just saying, hey, could have lasted 15. You deserve maybe another 10. I'm not, that was stupid. I'm not knocking fans. They did a great job. They did a tremendous job. They did an amazing job. Forget I even said that. I wish I had a dump button so I can just pretend that never happened, right? Or maybe Men in Black with the and you just forgot. I'm not ripping fans here. I thought you guys did a tremendous job. I'm just saying you did so much for us that, you deserved every second of that thing. And it was never really up for grabs on how exactly is this going to go down. No. It was unanimous. It was a unanimous decision. You're going to get the love, damn it. And it's rare in this city for it to be 99.9% of working brains all in the same direction. So kudos to you, Rhys. All right, we will take Sean's call, and then we'll somewhat shut down the show here.
So I've come to the conclusion that any game that Taijuan Walker doesn't start or participate in at all, the Phillies stand a relatively good chance of winning. I mean, not much going with the offense, but good teams find different ways to win, and good teams get contributions from different guys. Tonight it was David Dahl. I mean, David Dahl did more in one game than Whit Merrifield's done in 3 months. So kudos to him. You know, you knew the crowd was going to give Rhys a good reception coming back. You also kind of figured that Rhys was going to homer. You know, and I'm glad he didn't get a second chance in the bottom of the ninth, because I had just a sinking feeling that if someone had reached and he had a chance to tie it or put the Brewers on top, he was going to. But solid job by the pitching and the defense tonight. Solid team win for the Phils.
Sean, come on, man. The disrespect to this team. Maybe years back. We're not the Mets. We're not the Mets. The Mets get crushed like that every game. They go in the ninth with the lead, and then they get embarrassed. Don't you dare. Don't you dare pretend Jose Alvarado is even close to that New York Mets stuff. All right, that's your Negadelphia speaking. And I'm mad that you came up with the Whit Merrifield thing, or said that first before I thought of it, because that's good. Yeah, now I might even steal that, you know? Whit Merrifield. He's been here since the start of the season. My man's given a zip. David Dahl has been here for about 4 hours, and he's done 9 times as much as Whit Merrifield has. I like that, Sean. Credit to you. It's a good one. You hit the nail on the head. Appreciate your phone call. Love you. You know that. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for kicking it with me. Appreciate it. And I will catch you guys all on the next one.